The SEC has arrived on WGNO. Saturday, August 31st, Clemson, Georgia at 11, Miami, Florida at 2:30, Notre Dame, Texas A&M at 6:30. And the matchup of the weekend, USC versus LSU at 6:30 on Sunday, September 1st. When severe weather strikes, every minute counts. So count on a weather team that's been there before, tracking, updating, and alerting you about storms in your area, showing you what to expect before, during, and after the storm. Stay safe with WGNO weather.
Not every decision you make will be as good as getting a Volkswagen at the Savvy VW Summer Sales Event. 2024 Volkswagen models cost less to maintain than Honda. Get 1.9% APR financing or a $2,500 customer bonus on a new 2024 Tiguan.
A new era begins. Judy Justice.
Good evening, I'm meteorologist Brantley Kike with your forecast first. Our temperatures overnight falling back into the upper 70s by sunrise ahead of another warm day tomorrow, but a touch cooler because of some rain moving into the area. Our rain chances are up to about 50%, mainly for the South Shore. As we see a disturbance move across the Gulf, we'll have more rain in the coming days. Now the latest breakdown and timing on that and a check on the tropics coming up as WGNO News at 10 starts right now.
You're watching WGNO News Weekend Edition, New Orleans' very own.
Welcome to this late night edition of WGNO News at 10. I'm Amy Russo. Mallory Smith has the night off. We begin tonight with the crime report in Slidell. 2 teens have been arrested after police say an attempted vehicle theft ended in a fatal gunfire. Now, around 1 this morning, investigators say 4 people in a black SUV were in the Slidell area to steal cars. Now, as they attempted to steal one from the Masons apartment complex, the owner of the car heard the alarm and tried to intervene. Now that's when gunfire erupted between the vehicle's owner and the suspects. One of the 4 suspects was hit and killed. The suspects then allegedly fled the scene as Slidell police pursued them. 2 17-year-olds have been caught. That's going to be Jovan Victor and Iman Starks. A 3rd suspect remains on the loose. The 4th suspect's body was found in the back seat of the car. And in New Orleans, a man is dead after a shooting in the Hoffman Triangle. It happened in the 3700 block of Washington Avenue around 2:45 this afternoon. Officials confirm a man was found in the courtyard of an apartment complex in the area with at least 1 gunshot wound. He was taken to the hospital. That's where he died. And at this time, there are no suspects or known motive. We have new information now on the man accused of fatally hitting a motorcyclist on the Crescent City connection yesterday morning. The man, originally reported under the name Alberto Martinez Sanchez, has been booked in the Orleans Parish Jail as Jorge Martinez Sanchez. Now, in court this morning, a judge determined he would be held without bond. His next hearing is set for Tuesday. On Friday morning, Louisiana State Police say Martinez Sanchez was driving on the bridge headed to the East Bank when he crashed into the back, collided with another car. The motorcyclist died at the scene. He was booked with negligent homicide and other traffic-related charges. And the man who was killed in that motorcycle crash on the bridge was a longtime WGNO employee. His name is Mark Dean. Mark worked here at WGNO on and off for more than 20 years. He was an Emmy Award winner and produced some of the most important projects at this station. A couple years ago, Mark moved to the New York area to be near his son, who was attending college. He began working at our sister station there, but he returned here this past spring specifically to work in our sports department and with our sports director, Ed Daniels. And as you probably already know, that Ed's funeral was this past Thursday. Our hearts go out to the Marks family tonight, and we're so thankful for all the kind words and support that people are sending our way. Funeral arrangements are pending. And a fundraiser for our late sports director, Ed Daniels, was held at Lamarck Ford this morning. It was launched by Cumulus Radio New Orleans and Crescent City Sports for Ed's family to help with medical and travel-related expenses that raked up during Ed's hospital stay.
Incurred tremendous expenses with Ed having a heart attack in California, and then there in the hospital, which is surmountable, and then getting him home, and then Mrs. Benson coming up with the money for the Medback, which is not cheap, 6 figures. She did it from her heart, ladies and gentlemen, not from a billion, from her heart, and I want to compliment her. She got at home, give them peace, the family peace. Now we're trying to raise money to offset all those bills, doctor's bills, whatever.
If you want to help out but couldn't make it to the fundraiser, you can Venmo Robin, that's Ed's wife, at RH Daniels. Again, her Venmo is RH Daniels. Or you can mail a check to P.O. Box 640394, Kenner, Louisiana. That's 70064, and make that check out to Robin H. Daniels. Well, a couple of missing people to tell you about tonight. The first out of New Orleans. 24-year-old Antonio Hernandez Lopez was last seen yesterday. His exact location was not given. However, we do know it was somewhere in the 1st District. He is 5 feet 6 inches tall with brownish black hair and brown eyes. If you know where he is, call the NOPD. And Kenner police are searching for a missing 61-year-old man. This is Efrain Miranda, who was last seen at his home in the University City subdivision last night. He's 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighing about 120 pounds, with long brown hair, last seen wearing a gray t-shirt and black pants. If you know where he is, call Kenner police. Well, 4 people were saved this afternoon after a boat overturned in Lake Pontchartrain. According to the Jefferson Parish Fire Department, around 2:30. 4 people were in the water, 2 without life jackets near the Causeway Bridge. Now, a Good Samaritan boater took 3 firefighters out to the accident site. Everyone was rescued and taken safely back to the Bonneville boat launch. There were no injuries reported. Well, a Slidell woman who's been through tough times is getting some help after being left with a seriously damaged home. Our Ashley Hamilton reports that won't be the case for much longer.
I think eventually the top would have fallen on me and I would be dead.
Imagine living in a home for years without AC and a roof that's hanging on by a thread. For 78-year-old cancer survivor Darla Harrow, that's been her reality. These plastic bags have been holding her roof together.
To maintain them, that's what took the longest. But then they started leaking on that side and that side. But guess what? Our bed never got wet.
Through the rain or the sweltering Louisiana heat, Harrow was determined to keep the home she shared with her late husband from falling apart.
He's the only one who gave me strength. Really, and many times, you know, I swayed, but I got back up. I'm never to fall.
But it's the angel who left a letter in her mailbox that changed her life.
I'm watching this poor lady on the ladder. I'm saying, my God, why isn't somebody helping this woman? What could she possibly be doing?
Norman Chapetta noticed Harrow's roof and felt the need to help. And the timing was right. Harrow had just been reported to the parish about the condition of her home.
It took me 3 months to respond to him because I thought it was a scam. It was so beautiful. And then what happened, I called him. And thank God I did.
Unfortunately, Chapetta says the home has to be torn down. In the meantime, Harrow has been staying elsewhere with the help of the community. Slidell Councilman Trey Brownfield has also stepped in for Harrow.
And you see all of these Walmart bags glued to the ceiling by Great Stuff. I mean, it just shows you how resilient she is and how she has persevered.
Just 2 weeks have gone by, and a GoFundMe for her has accumulated thousands of dollars to help fund the demolition and the building of what will be her new home on the same property.
I made a promise to her, we're going to build you a brand new house. It's going to be paid for.
The person that she is making the community have buy-in and saying, we're going to help her.
If I wouldn't have this help, I don't know where I'd be at. Because that couldn't have done much more. That was getting ready to go. Because when I put my hand against that wall at the bottom, I could go through it. Because the papers can...
That was our Ashley Hamilton reporting, and if you would like to pitch in or even lend a hand, all information can be found on our website, WGNO.com. An Orleans Parish warrant clinic was held to assist individuals with failure to appear warrants. Now that's due to misdemeanor offenses and traffic violations. So this event happened in Joe Brown Park. Attorneys and judges provided a safe environment for individuals to address the court and have their cases adjudicated. With over 800 people signed up, organizers say they're thankful to give people a fresh start.
Maybe clear these things and get people back on track. You know, it really kind of holds back lives in a lot of ways. You don't really realize it. They seem like minor infractions, but when they have minor infractions and people can't pay them, they sort of add up, and it really kind of prevents them from moving on in their life, you know, economically.
I believe that everyone deserves a second chance. Like, there's a lot of things in life that happens where, you know, we might make a mistake and it shouldn't be held against us for so long. So having this Warren Clinic gives everyone a second chance.
And if you missed this one, don't worry, you guys. Organizers say they do plan to have others in the future. Well, congratulations are in order tonight. Our Kenny Lopez won first place for Best On-Air Talent in the Market. Go ahead and check out his award here from the Press Club of New Orleans. Kenny has been with us at WGNO since 2011. He's not only a great journalist whose fun personality shines through his pieces, he also has a way of making everyone feel special. Congratulations to Kenny, and another congrats to one of our former interns, Mabel Regalado Hernandez, winning the Press Club of New Orleans Scholarship. So she's one of 2 journalists in the state who won a $2,500 scholarship. Right now, Mabel is a sophomore at Loyola, pursuing a career in broadcast journalism. Next on WGNO News, 2 astronauts who have been in space since June will have to wait months until returning to Earth. Why their flight home has been delayed, that's next.
A new era begins. Judy Justice.
Looking for a smarter way to mop? Try the Swiffer Power Mop. An all-in-one cleaning tool with a 360-degree swivel head that goes places a regular mop just can't. Mop smarter with the Swiffer Power Mop.
If you make a decision to take a risk, that's one thing. But when they know that there's something that'll hurt you, and they hide it, that ain't right.
No, it wasn't. The asbestos industry knew their products were harmful, so $30 billion was set aside to compensate victims. Call 833-4-ASBESTOS. You may be entitled to your fair share.
That just ain't right.
Call today, and together we can make it right.
You know that ancient AC system's not going to last another summer, so now is the time to call Air Conditioned Ambulance. Get a new Daikin system installed with a 12-year parts and labor warranty. Call us now for financing options and free estimates on replacement.
Don't take a chance. Call the ambulance. That's Air Conditioned Ambulance.
Buying shutters is a big decision. It's an important investment for your home. LAS is locally owned, and we've been in business for over 65 years. To us, our community and customers always come first. LAS shutters are built with precision at our state-of-the-art facility. LAS products meet the highest standards of quality. Our expert team ensures a seamless installation, leaving you worry-free so you can enjoy your new shutters. So choose the best. Choose LAS.
I bet Allison doesn't get jelly on her shirt.
Noah Lyles doesn't get smoothie on his jersey.
Oh, come on. Bet Carl Lewis doesn't get tomato sauce on his jacket.
Dang it. Stains happen to the best of us. When they do, Tide's got you covered.
Pasta in Paris?
When in Rome, it's got to be Tide. America's #1 detergent.
Two American astronauts who have already been in space longer than they expected will have to wait several more months for that ride back to Earth. Boeing Starliner that was supposed to bring Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams home will now return to Earth unmanned. Though NASA Administrator Bill Nelson says he has full confidence that Boeing will eventually return to manned flights. Here's ABC's Chuck Severson with the details.
Astronauts Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams launched into space back on June 5th.
And liftoff of Starliner and Atlas V.
A test flight mission that was supposed to last 8 days. But now they will not be returning home until late February, stretching their time in space to 8 months.
Space flight is risky, even at its safest and even at its most routine. And a test flight by nature is neither safe nor routine.
NASA announcing Saturday they will return home using a SpaceX Crew 9 Dragon capsule instead of Boeing's Starliner.
The decision to keep Butch and Sonny aboard the International Space Station and bring the Boeing Starliner home uncrewed is a result of a commitment to safety.
Issues with Starliner's thrusters and helium leaks led NASA to make the decision to bring the troubled spacecraft back to Earth unmanned next month. NASA now turning to Boeing's competitor in the space race, SpaceX, to bring those astronauts home.
It became very obvious that Crew 9 was the best option, fly up 2 empty seats, have Butch and Sonny join the increment crew and return on Crew 9.
The SpaceX Crew 9 mission will launch no earlier than September 24th. NASA and SpaceX are working on several details of that launch, including reconfiguring seats on the Crew 9 Dragon and adjusting the manifest to carry additional cargo, personal effects, and Dragon-specific spacesuits for Wilmore and Williams. All of this is a stunning blow to Boeing's space program, which is already massively over budget. Its Starliner has been plagued with a number of issues over the years before June's test flight.
And how certain are you that Boeing will ever launch Starliner with a crew on board again?
100%.
Chuck Sievertson, ABC News, New York.
Our rain chances are on the way up over the next few days. I'll break it all down for you coming up after the break.
Move things forward with LBJ, New Orleans' very own. The SEC has arrived on WGNO. Saturday, August 31st, Clemson, Georgia at 11, Miami, Florida at 2:30, Notre Dame, Texas A&M at 6:30. And the matchup of the weekend, USC versus LSU at 6:30 on Sunday, September 1st.
Throw your phones up, throw your phones up. There's a number you gotta dial. 444-4444, the number you gotta dial. Throw your phones up.
The excellence of driving a Buick is matched by the excellence of the dealership experience when you own a Buick. Buick, exceptional by design.
Get 0.9% APR. Plus, current eligible non-GM owners get $3,000 purchase allowance on this 2024 Encore GX.
Upset stomach? Iberogast. Indigestion? Iberogast. Bloating? Iberogast. Thanks to a unique combination of herbs, Iberogast helps relieve 6 digestive symptoms to help you feel better. 6 digestive symptoms, the power of nature. Iberogast.
He's a man of integrity, and he wants to be your attorney. When it comes to personal injury, one man stands tall. He knows the law. Always on call. Injuries, no matter how small, Chip Forstall takes care of it all. Rinse it out. Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the stinks that just will never come out.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes 100% of odor in just one wash. Guaranteed.
Here's what you know. You were injured in a crash involving a big truck.
But here's what you don't know. While you're trying to recover, the truck company is already taking steps that could hurt you and your family.
Let our team protect you.
Demand Deli DeBosier.
When severe weather strikes, every minute counts. So count on a weather team that's been there before. Tracking, updating, and alerting you about storms in your area. Showing you what to expect before, during, and after the storm. Stay safe with WGNO Weather.
Tonight, we're looking pretty calm out there. Not a lot on the radar or satellite this evening. We're looking at mostly clear skies, just a few thin clouds passing through right now. But we will see that cloud cover start to build overnight, and by tomorrow morning, we'll be waking up to partly cloudy skies. Our temperatures staying pretty warm in the low 80s this evening for New Orleans, but outside of the city, temperatures have already fallen back into the mid 70s. So New Orleans hanging on to the heat a little bit longer than the surrounding areas that have more vegetation and more water to cool things down. New Orleans should get back down to about 79 79 degrees right around sunrise, and then we'll get back into the upper 80s in the afternoon. The North Shore being a little bit warmer tomorrow, anywhere from the upper 80s to low 90s, up to 93 for some inland spots like Bogalusa. As you head farther south, though, we're looking at more cloud cover and rain pushing in from the South Shore down to the Gulf Coast. So temperatures there will be a little bit cooler thanks to the extra cloud cover keeping the sun away. We'll see those showers start to arrive just before sunrise. So right around 6, 7 o'clock, we'll be watching these showers to roll in from the east as we see a wave of moisture push across the Gulf of Mexico. We're really just seeing the northern end of that push across our area. So we could see some heavier downpours, but they will be very brief. We're looking at this rain just lasting for about 20-30 minutes at a time before the next band rolls in. So not a consistent all-day rain, but we will have isolated to scattered coverage, mainly for southern areas, but the North Shore could still see a couple of pop-up showers as well. On Monday, we'll switch around to the afternoon time frame for that rain to mainly roll through, and we'll see the same thing going into Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll see another surge in moisture coming in towards the middle of the week, so more rain chances as we go through the work week. But tomorrow, we're looking at about a 50% chance of rain. The good news is our humidity is coming back up, but it's not quite as high as it typically is this time of the year. So our feels-like temperatures are back in the 100s, and that's going to keep us below that heat advisory criteria. In the tropics, things are staying pretty quiet across the Atlantic Basin. Not seeing anything in the Gulf, Caribbean, or the Atlantic for the next 7 days. The Hurricane Center not watching anything there. We are watching a few storms in the Pacific, though. We have a few named storms out there. One of those is heading towards Hawaii. Now, only 2 storms have ever made landfall on Hawaii's Big Island. This one will be very, very close to it, but it looks like it should stay just south of the Big Island. They're still under a tropical storm warning, though, and a hurricane watch. We'll see this push past Hawaii by early Monday, and as it does so, we'll see those winds really elevate across some of the islands there, and that's going to create a huge fire risk, very similar to the risk that they had when they had that big wildfire about a year ago. So we'll be watching that here over the next couple of days. But locally, we're looking warm, a little humid, and the chance for a few showers tomorrow afternoon, possibly a couple thunderstorms. High temperatures should stay in the low 90s over the next week. Amy?
We'll take some showers to cool us off a little bit. Brantley, thanks so much. LPJ. Wait, why did I call you LP? LBJ, JP?
Do all Josephs look alike to you? Still ahead in sports, the Saints have multiple position battles to watch on Sunday. Find out what Dennis Allen thinks about the team's depth in the backfield.
Move things forward with LBJ, New Orleans' very own.
Right now, there's just so much happening in our world.
And so much happening
here in New Orleans.
Making sense of it all, that's not always so easy.
And that's where we come in.
Good morning, New Orleans, and good morning, America.
We're right here, and we got you.
We got you, New Orleans.
Car wreck, when you demand Dudley DeBosier, it can make a big difference.
Insurance offer $40,000.
The Dudley DeBosier result, $800,000.
Insurance offer $0.
Our result, $203,000.
Insurance offer $80,000.
Our result, $1.8 million.
Now you know why so many people in Louisiana demand Dudley DeBosier.
Call Dudley DeBosier. We'll fight for you. Throw your foes up. Throw your foes up.
When is my allergy spray gonna kick in?
You need Astapro.
Astapro?
It's faster, bro. 8 times faster than Flonase.
It's faster, bro.
It's faster, bro. It's faster, bro.
It's mom to you.
Astapro starts working in 30 minutes. Astapro and go.
Choose your lucky symbol. Play beginner's luck. Win up to $5,000. Let's talk about bingo. Play Taco Bout Bingo. Win up to $50,000. Looking to triple your cash? Play 77777. Top prize of $177,777. Play the new August games from the lottery.
Hey, good morning, America.
Good morning, America. Good morning, America. Good morning, New Orleans.
Are you ready for some good in your morning?
I'm in.
I'm in. And I'm in, too.
Good morning, New Orleans, and good morning, America.
Now that's good.
We all need fiber for our digestive health, but less than 10% of us get enough each day. Good thing Metamucil gummies are an easy way to get prebiotic plant-based fiber with the same amount of fiber as 2 cups of broccoli. Metamucil gummies, the easy way to get your daily fiber.
No matter what kind of teeth you gotta brush, Oral-B Electric cleans better with one simple touch. Oral-B's dentist-inspired round brush head hugs them, cleans them, and gets in between them for 100% cleaner teeth. Your perfect clean starts with Oral-B.
Something don't go my way, I get ignorant.
They letting you get away with it. I'm not doing that.
Get an attitude adjustment. Judge Mathis.
Weekdays at 4 on WGNO.
The Saints in 2023, 21st in the NFL in total rushing yards, averaging 102 yards per game. Having depth at the running back position can help the black and gold offense go beyond a one-dimensional unit. The Saints know who their 1-2 punch in the backfield is, but a 2023 third-rounder is missing his chance to be the third ball carrier. Sarah Parcheski from our sister station WVLA has more.
There's no question who the Saints running backs 1 and 2 are. Now, who's the third back behind Alvin Kamara and Jamal Williams? That gets a little interesting. Second-year back Kendre Miller was expected to fill that spot, but he's missed nearly all of training camp with a hamstring injury. It's clear that patience is running thin with Miller. The former third-round pick missed the majority of his rookie season last year with injuries and just can't stay healthy, leaving the Saints little to go on.
He's talented. I know he's talented. But I don't know if he can learn the system. I don't know if he can pick up the system because I haven't seen him out there. All I can go off of is what I've been able to evaluate. And quite frankly, you know, since we drafted him, there hasn't been a whole lot of new information other than what I've seen, what I saw on the college tape, because he hasn't been available. But it's hard to make that evaluation. So hopefully we can get him out here and have an opportunity to, you know, evaluate where he's at, but it certainly makes it a lot more challenging, that's for sure.
Despite Miller missing all of camp and Kamara also missing time, Saints head coach Dennis Allen isn't concerned about depth.
Yeah, I feel comfortable with where we're at. I like our players, and I think we've got guys that can play in the National Football League, so that's not a concern of mine.
Sunday is the last time players can make a case for being on the roster, so it's especially important for running backs like Jordan Mims and James Robinson, who are both currently battling for the same spot. Reporting from the Caesars Superdome for your Go Black and Gold, I'm Sarah Polcheski.
Thanks, Sarah. Alvin Kamara leads all Saints rushers with 694 yards on the ground last year, which is more than both Jamal Williams and Kendre Miller combined. Miller, though, ends last season with only 156 rushing yards. Now, from the black and gold to the gold and blue, Southern has also held a position battle this summer, a 4-man race to become the Jaguars' starting quarterback. But 9 days before their season begins, the Jags have made their decision. Noah Bowden is Southern's new QB1. The junior is coming off only one start during his first season on the Bluff, leading Southern to a 5-point win over Grambling in the 2023 Bayou Classic. The New York native finishes with 231 passing yards and 1 touchdown. And his time on the field is what head coach Terrence Graves calls the deciding factor.
Coaches said that Noah Bowden will be the starter. They did the grades and evaluations, and he came out on top with that. So that's what we're going to go with. Noah's been with me a long time at 2 places, so I know what he's capable of. He's the one that has game experience, and I think that's the thing that kind of separated him at the end.
Bowden will lead the Jaguars to Lake Charles next Saturday. Southern faces McNeese at Cowboy Stadium to begin their season, kickoff at 7 p.m. And from the Jags' first-year head coach to their former coach Dawson Odoms, leading Norfolk State in a primetime showdown, facing one of Southern's rivals, FAMU, in the MEAC SWAC Challenge. How about Big Worm and the Spartans taking on FAMU at Center Park Stadium down in Atlanta? Scoreless in the first quarter. Spartans have the ball on their own 19-yard line. Kevon King takes the handoff. He bursts through the Rattler defense and turns on the burners. 82 yards on the opening score. Norfolk State takes a 7-0 lead. Jump to the second half. Spartans now up 14-10. FAMU near midfield. Daniel Richardson going to drop back, and he'll roll out to the right. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's a bomb to Jamari Gassett. 55 yards on the touchdown pass. Rattlers rally off 17 straight points, and FAMU goes on to beat Norfolk State in a close one, make this one 24-23. Going to make this a little close time here for Mrs. Amy Russo.
Okay, let's just address the elephant in the room right now. LBJ, that was my fumble earlier that I called you because I always say LBJ every morning.
Yeah.
And just to have 2 people that conveniently have 3-letter names that are What is
Both
that?
last name Joseph, too.
Yes.
I find all of this a likely story. Me and LBJ gonna be on you. I'm JPJ, he LBJ. We both Josephs, not related, but still, it's all right.
You're both going to be on my case Monday morning. I can't wait. All right, we'll catch you guys back here tomorrow at 5. Have a great rest of your Saturday.
Move things forward with LBJ, New Orleans' very own.
If you make a decision to take a risk, that's one thing. But when they know that there's something that'll hurt you, and they hide it, that ain't right.
No, it wasn't. The asbestos industry knew their products were harmful, so $30 billion was set aside to compensate victims. Call 833-4-ASBESTOS. You may be entitled to your fair share.
That just ain't right.
Call today, and together we can make it right.
Okay, someone just did laundry. No, I add Downy Light so the freshness really lasts.
Yeah, most scented stuff gives me a headache, but this is just right.
And I don't like anything.
But I like this.
Get a light scent that lasts with no heavy perfumes or dyes.
You've seen their faces. You know their names. The people of News Nation are familiar because you've seen them for years. They're here because they believe in the spirit of News Nation. News for All America isn't a slogan, it's a promise. A network dedicated to you. News at its best with respect for all Americans. News Nation. News for all America.
This is you, and this is your first hunch of the season.
It's parlay time.
With FanDuel, a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube TV will give you many more.
Buffalo. It's Broncos time. Psst. I'd take the over.
And you can easily act on whichever one speaks to you.
Eagles, Browns, Broncos, Bills. They all look bad.
And make every moment more.
New customers bet $5, get $200 in bonus bets. Plus, every customer gets a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube TV. Only from FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook.
Throw your fours up, throw your fours up.
A new era begins. Judy Justice.